Namaskar class 9th. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. Um, Children, please submit your work as soon as possible because I am making your record. Those who have sent, that's okay. I've checked their work. But those who have not sent even the worksheet 1 work, please in 1 or 2 days complete the work and submit me. So till now I had given 3 worksheets of chapter, including chapter number 1 and chapter number 2, right? So we finished with the plasma membrane and the constituents of the plasma membranes and all. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the prokaryotes, eukaryotes and the nucleus of the cell, which is the brain of the cell, we can say the most important part of the cell, right? So learn all the concepts, children, because this is important. Okay, so prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, you know that first you need to see their structures, children. See, on this side, this is eukaryotic and this is prokaryotic. In simple words, the meaning of prokaryotic, please understand this. Pro means primitive, karyote means nucleus. Okay, the organisms which are having primitive nucleus means, in simple terms, their nucleus is not well defined or is known as prokaryote. And whereas in case of eukaryotes, the organisms who are having a well defined nucleus with all the including nucleus components, and they have a well functioning nucleus in their body, those organisms are known as eukaryote. So as you can see the diagrams, in case of prokaryotes, here this is the example of bacterial cell. The common example is bacterial cell, which is containing the prokaryotic nucleus. Okay, at the center it is having nucleoid. The outer covering is capsule. This is flagellum of the bacteria, the cell wall, cell membrane and ribosomes. Means in the cytoplasm of the bacterial cell or prokaryotic cells, only nucleoid and some ribosomes are present as a cell organelles. And you can see that the nucleus is even not well defined, not completely embedded in any kind of a membrane. It is open in a cytoplasm. Okay, so this is known as a primitive, means old kind of nucleus. Generally the organisms which are one celled or single celled, or those who are very developed in the early stages of the life, okay, when life is originating on the earth, that organisms are actually having prokaryotes nucleus and they are known as prokaryotes. Okay, whereas on the other hand, eukaryotes, including higher plants, animals, multicellular organisms, okay, and they require, because their body is made up of many cells, right? Multicellular body, so it requires a well defined brain to handle. That brain is known as nucleus, and here their nucleus is completely embedded in a nuclear membrane with all the selective other components of the nucleus, as well as due to the nuclear membrane, nucleus is completely separated from the cytoplasm organelles. Okay, so these types of organisms are known as eukaryotes. Let's come to the differences between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are unicellular, eukaryotes are multicellular. Prokaryotes, the nucleus is poorly defined due to the absence of nuclear membrane. Hence, their nucleus material is completely mixed in or open in cytoplasm. Whereas in case of eukaryotes, the nucleus is well defined and is surrounded by the nuclear membrane or nucleus membrane. Then in case of prokaryotes, nucleolus is absent, and in eukaryotes, nucleolus is present. This is a special component. I will discuss this later on. Now, the fourth point, in prokaryotes, cell organelles such as plastids, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, they all are absent. So only ribosomes are present basically. Okay, ribosomes are responsible for the formation of proteins. In case of eukaryotes, all important cell organelles like plastids, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, they all are present. The example in prokaryote category is bacteria or blue-green algae. In case of eukaryote, fungi, plants, animal cell, they all are eukaryotic cell. You can see the diagram again. Okay, this is the basic difference between eukaryote and prokaryote cell. So obviously the size of the prokaryote varies from 1 to 2 microns, where in case of eukaryote it is more than 10 to 100, between 10 to 100. Okay, matlab bigger in size as compared to prokaryotes. Now come to the structure of nucleus. Nucleus is a very important part of the cells. It regulates all the metabolic activities happening in the cell, and it is very important part. You can see the nucleus is known as a nuclear envelope. This is the layer, okay, and this is completely known as nucleus. Inside the nucleus, at the center, there is a well developed nucleolus is present. Okay, so this nucleus structure is for eukaryotic cell I am explaining. And there is a network of condensed thread-like material which is known as chromatin. Okay, so this is the center part is nucleolus, the dark violet ball-shaped structure, and besides it, the chromatin condensed material is present, which is embedded by a nuclear envelope. Okay, and nuclear pores are present. Nuclear pores, they function as to transfer the material, and outer part the system is present. Now you can see the another structure of nucleus. See this one. In this structure, this is nucleolus at the center, right? This is nuclear envelope, and there is a pore present between the two nuclear envelope. Okay, at the center, the nucleoplasm, the liquid present in this nucleus is known as nucleoplasm or karyolymph. There is a chromocenter, there is a euchromatin, heterochromatin. They all are actually a part of chromatin thread-like structure, which later on forms chromosomes, and chromosomes are responsible to carry the information from parents to the new generations, because they contain DNA. They are made up of DNA, and DNA contains codes. Let's come to the components of nucleus, children. The components are nuclear envelope, nucleus sap or nucleoplasm, nucleolus, chromatin reticulum, and chromosome. Now first, nuclear membrane. It is also known as karyotheca, is an outer boundary of the nucleus. It is found in all the nuclei of all eukaryotic cells. Electron microscopy has revealed that it is composed of two concentric unit membranes, the outer membrane and inner membrane, and these membranes are made up of lipoproteins. In case of nucleoplasm, which is a liquid, it is an undifferentiated protoplasm or ground substance present inside the nuclear envelope. It's called nucleus sap or nucleoplasm or karyolymph. The nucleoplasm seems to contain granules of various size. Nucleoplasm contains nucleoproteins and many other inorganic and organic substances, such as nucleic acid, protein, enzymes, lipids, and minerals. So these all things are present in nucleoplasm. Now come to nucleolus, the internuclear organelle of eukaryotes. So it is present at the center of the nucleus part, and the term is coined by Bowman in 1840. It occurs as a spherical acidophilous structure suspended in the nucleoplasm. Acidophilous is a type of structure of the nucleolus. That's it. The nucleolema is considered as one of the important and persistent spongy component of the nucleolus. It never disappears completely in course of any metabolic changes. So it is very important because the functions are, it helpful in the synthesis of RNA production, protein synthesis, and ribosome formation. Okay, children, I hope this is clear. We will not study the detail because this is not a part of your syllabus. So I am just giving you the little bit idea about their function and their structures. Okay. Now, chromatic reticulum. It is in the nucleoplasm, a dark staining network is seen which is termed nuclear reticulum or chromatic reticulum. They are actually a thread-like structure which is known as chromatin. Now, chromosome. The term chromosomes refers to the DNA containing body observed in dividing cell of nucleatic organism. See children, when the cell is ready to the division, ready for the division, division means dividing into two daughter cells. At that moment of time, the chromatin thread-like structure forms chromosomes, and these chromosomes contains DNA and DNA having codes. So these codes are responsible for going one from their parents' body to the next generations. Okay. So chromosomes are nuclear components possessing a special organization, individuality and function. They are capable of reproducing themselves without change of morphology and physiologic behavior in successive generation. Okay, this is all about the nucleus. Nucleus is very important part. Children, I hope the topic is clear to everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.